to get the top off and take out the main screw up here. It lifts up. Now get the main control panel out, and then each set switches are going to come out with a T10. So here are the two switch assemblies. You got your upper one, which just has one switch and is blank on the other side. And then you got your bottom switches. You got a 3-pole and a 2-pole. These are the problem, actually. These are the Starion Chinese, really cheap switches. FC61 and the FC62. It's actually got a Honeywell on the top switch, which I believe some of them have a FC63 or another Starion switch, but this one actually had a decent switch up top. But I'm going to replace them all out with the actual Omron. These are used in industrial equipment, motor. They can turn on and off motors. I think they're rated for, what's it say, 0.5 horsepower. These will last a lot longer. And what we're going to do is use the same switch on all three. Because if you actually look at these, they're all 16 amp. They just delete the pole on some of them. So they're actually all the same switch, even though they're marked separately and differently. So what we're going to do is take a real small flat screwdriver and pop these guys out. You gotta be careful not to break the tabs. Just do them one at a time. And you can't just tug these off usually. Sometimes they'll pop off, but they have an actual locking tab on them right there. You just push down on it, you can use your fingernail, pops right off. Put it on the new switch as you take it off. That way you don't lose your positions. Take a picture of it just in case before you start taking it apart. Sometimes you can push those through the rubber like that. Oh, that one popped right off. Another good reason to take a picture. There we go. Pop it back in the assembly. Flip it over. Same thing, other side. Work the screwdriver under it and try not to break those little tabs. Oh, that one fell apart. Good quality switches. In the highest end microwave. This is a $500 microwave, and they put 10-cent switches in it. Get the new switch. Put it on, just make sure you put it on the same pole. So this one is going to be that one. We had one pop off. Oh, we had two pop off. I gotta go back and put those back on. All right, I had to put those wires back on, and the terminals are just a bit smaller on these, so I had to crush the blades. They wouldn't grip them very well. I'll probably go in there and just solder them after I'm done and test it anyway, just to make sure that they got good contact. But we'll go ahead and get that replaced. That one is the very top. And we're just using basically a universal switch. Has all three contacts. You just got to make sure you put them on the right contact. Yeah, I'll go back and solder those. Because I doubt this thing will ever need a switch again now that we're putting good ones in it. Even if so, you can heat them up and take them right back off if you need to. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That Omron probably doesn't need to be changed out, but I'm going to change it out anyway because they really aren't expensive and it's not worth getting into it twice. So I already broke that tab off messing with it earlier. Gotta be real careful. This one is the bottom and the middle. They deleted the upper post on those. Bottom, middle. There we go. Let me put it all in and test it. All right. I went ahead and soldered those terminals on to make sure they were good. Go ahead and test this thing out. See if it has the dreaded door error. There we go. We're ready to cook. All done. So I wanted to dig in a little deeper and find out exactly what went wrong. And actually only one of the switches failed. I went ahead and replaced all three because it's not worth ever getting back into. But out of the three, FC61, the contacts were completely toast, even though you could test it with a
ohm meter and it would work most of the time. It has so much carbon buildup from arcing that when you put a load on that is when it's not working on one side. The other side's clean. It was so bad that it actually charred the other side of the case too. That's what you get with cheap China switches. The other one was okay. Probably just a detect. And the Honeywell was clean. Has contact on the other side, but it's not actually used contact. It's one of the cutoff. But there's the problem.